Hey guys, this is Odysseus Sandrianos, chilling out here in Tiburon, California. See the Golden Gate Bridge off there in the distance. A lot of fog coming in today. But today I want to talk to you guys about the collective unconsciousness that is rampant in the society that we are living in today. And when I talk about this, I want you to know first off that I don't necessarily feel this is a bad or a good thing. I feel that it's an important topic that needs to be discussed, because the more we have these conversations about the collective unconsciousness, that it gives us the opportunity to wake up. And there's so many people in the spiritual community, so many people in the quote unquote woke community, light workers, whatever, all that stuff. They're talking about waking up the world, and the truth is, we have to acknowledge the sleep that we're in first. And one of my favorite gurus was G.I. Gurdjieff. Over 100 years ago, he talked about how most people are living in what's called a wakeful state of sleep. So for me personally, I see people in my life, and I don't want to sound like I'm judging them in any way. I observe them living in a wakeful state of sleep where they're abusing drugs, alcohol, TV, porn, video games. And they just, it seems that they're just disaligned. They're not really connected to anything that really actually matters. They don't have a purpose in life, and I don't feel that, maybe some people, they're not here to have a purpose in life. But if you don't have a purpose, that's okay. But the world, do we want to have a better world for our children? Do we want our children to inherit all of our traumas? Is the deeper question to ask ourselves. So when we keep doing all these things to numb our emotions, our emotions in our nervous system is really the next generation of healing in humanity. It's acknowledging our pain, acknowledging our wounds, transmuting those wounds, and actually awakening to our divine potential. Woo, that felt good saying that. Awakening to our divine potential. A lot of people are really religious. I'm not so religious. I believe that what's really happening is God moves through us. We all are essentially awakening to our own God-like potential, or Christ-like potential, or our divine potential. To me, it's more about just divinity, and it's really about transcending duality, transcending the materialistic reality, which is essentially Newtonian and Cartesian reality based upon materialism and dualism, where we feel separate from everything else and we need to acquire more possessions to feel that we are better than other people. But I grew up around very wealthy and famous people, and not everybody who owns a lot of stuff and is famous is necessarily happy, because they don't have a divine spiritual purpose. And I feel like this is what we're really here to do, is to awaken to our divine potential by acknowledging our wounds, acknowledging our pain, healing our traumas, especially acknowledging the generational trauma, the wounds passed down from our mammy and pappy, our grandmammy, grandpappy, and really recognizing our potential to transmute those wounds into divine abundance, transmute that pain into really acknowledging our sole purpose in life, which is really to heal each other. We can't heal each other till we acknowledge the pain. And so that's what we're here to do. And this is what, coming back to my point of this whole video, is awakening the unconscious. The unconscious is the shadow realm within ourselves. We have our ego and we have our shadow, and the shadow runs our lives until we acknowledge it. And the shadow is essentially our repressed pain, trauma, guilt, shame, the childhood wounds, the pain and things that we've repressed below the surface in our minds. It's I got raped as a child, my mommy and daddy were drug addicts as children, and I faced extreme pain. I was attacked by a religious group or whatnot. This is all stuff that I've heard. It's all stuff that I've heard as a coach. And we have all these wounds, but we have no one to talk about with them. Nobody we can talk to, because we bury the shame. We just bury it. And the more we bury it, we're not acknowledging a part of ourselves. This is why we can't heal. This is why we need the drugs, the alcohol, the porn, the video games, gambling. Oh yeah, I made more money, but did you heal the trauma? You made $10 million today, but did you heal the trauma you got from your mom and dad? Did you heal it? Did you heal it? Because the money won't matter if you don't heal it. You're going to go buy more drugs and alcohol and porn, and you're going to keep burying that trauma, and it's not really going to heal you. And then you're going to have sickness, because this isn't even my opinion. This is Taoist healing principles. The more you repress grief, it shows up in the lungs. The more you repress anger, it shows up in the liver. I keep drinking, and it's showing up in that liver, that anger. The more you repress your joy, it shows up in the heart. What's the leading killer in America these days? Oh, heart disease, because we're lacking true, genuine joy. We are faking joy. We're faking joy. Like, I'm so happy. And like I've been studying Chinese face reading. You can actually see, or people they actually have a fake smile. You can see it imprinted on people's faces. In other areas, we have the kidneys where we have fear that gets repressed. It's fear. Like right now, we're living in a fear, trauma-based society, and people are like, "Oh, everything's fine. I'll just keep pretending that business as usual." It's like, okay, we'll see how that works out for your kids. And then we have the stomach, which is anxiety and worry. So people are like, why am I having stomach problems? Why do I keep overeating? Because you're not grounding yourself. You're not doing your spiritual practices. You're not honoring your connection to your soul. You're not honoring your connection to your body. You're not doing your breath work, which actually cultivates your chi energy and allows you to actually do the depths of your healing. And I'm not trying to point the finger, you guys. I've had to face a lot of these demons myself. My repressed anger, my repressed fear of myself. Some people are fearing themselves, and so they project it onto other people. And some people have anger. I've dealt with my own anger, abandonment, my father being gone all the time growing up, working in Hollywood. And the thing is, I've acknowledged it. I've actually acknowledged some of these experiences, and what that's done is it set me free. Not only has it set me free, but now when I talk to other people on their traumas, I'm able to share what's come up for me, and they feel safer talking about their wounds. Because if we don't feel safe talking about our wounds, how can we actually heal? How can we actually heal? You know, we need more spaces. We need more of a tribe-like society where we can come together. We can acknowledge our pain, sit around a fire, talk about what's come up for us, and have people who will honor us, not laugh at us or make fun of us, or people who just, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Let's go have another beer. It's like, no, I don't want to have another beer. I don't want to go smoke another joint. I want to talk about your wounds. I want to talk about your pain. I want to talk about how your daddy beat you, your daddy raped you. I want to talk about how your mother never gave you attention. I want to talk to you about all the stuff we don't ever talk about. So your uncle molested you. Let's talk about that. Yeah, your brother beat you up, so now you have all this shame and guilt. You don't feel like you're meant to be who you're meant to be. All these things that we had in our childhoods that we don't talk about. And so they get buried, and then we pass them on to our kids, and we go, I wonder why the world's so messed up. Because we're not acknowledging our wounds. We're not acknowledging our pain. We're not acknowledging the actual capacity to heal ourselves. So what we're doing is we're consistently running away from our shadow, and our shadow is running our lives. Coming back to like I started this video, the unconscious is running our lives. The depths of our pain is running our lives. This isn't even just my opinion. Like I said, G.I. Gurdjieff talks about this. Every trauma book that I read, I've been devouring trauma books lately because I really want to know, why are we so asleep? Like I'm having fun here because it's like, I hope that people will watch this and like want to start a conversation, because we need to talk about this. We got to talk about it. The more we don't talk about it, we're going to wait till our children's go, man, there's something wrong with me. You know, and instead we could start these conversations. We can build a tribe. We can sit around a campfire. We can talk about this pain. We can acknowledge all the stuff that's been passed down, generational pain from, racism in society, people going to war and coming back and not being able to talk about the pain that they experienced at war, the rape, the abuse, all these things that we don't talk about. This is where we're living in a false level of happiness. We're not actually really genuinely happy. Like I said, we're living in this Newtonian and Cartesian reality, which is based on materialism and dualism. And everything is separate. I see homeless people, but I pretend that they don't exist, but they're actually a reflection of you. Why is there homeless people in the world? It doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, because there's something wrong with them. No, there's something wrong with society. Everyone should have an equal opportunity. If we're suppressing looking at the darkness in our society, we're suppressing looking at the darkness within ourselves. We all have a shadow, guys. See that hand there? It's in the light, but there's a shadow being created there. So we can continue to run away from our shadows, but then we will continue to wonder, why is the next generation so messed up? Why is this stuff being passed down? Why am I struggling so much? It's because our conscious world is actually a reflection of our unconscious world. And the more we suppress, repress, and deny these emotions, deny having these conversations, deny building a tribe again, I can't tell you how many people we need community talking about these things. And we just let the powers that be run our lives like, don't worry about anything. We'll print more money and just keep working harder. Why are people working so hard? With all the technology we have, it's like there's no reason for people to work as hard as they do. We should be out having fantastic lives, doing whatever we choose, having lots of great sex, being with amazing people, having deep conversations, honoring our souls, traveling. Like why is there, like, it's like we live in such a trauma-based society that we just ignore all the pain and suffering, and we go, well, I made more money today, so that's okay. It's like, all right. It's like people they'll watch TV and they'll see people suffering, and they'll be like flipping stocks or something, and then they'll flip a stock and make some money that puts a company out of business, and a bunch of people are now homeless. They go, well, I made more money, so it's all good. It's like, no, you're batshit insane, bro. You're batshit insane. And we don't want to talk about that. Well, you made more money, so that's all that matters. And there's nothing wrong with making money. Don't get me wrong. But when making money matters more than connecting to our souls, that's not good. Like another example is like my dad working in Hollywood. Like right now, there might be going on strike in Hollywood. Might be going on strike because these large corporations do not care about people. They care about numbers. And they don't even, the executives, they don't even show up to the meetings. They send their lawyers and say, well, these are the numbers and we need to make more money. You guys need to get back to work. I don't care if you're working 80 hours a week. It's like, these people have families, bro. Like I'm living proof. Like my dad was gone all the time growing up. So that was one of my traumas. My dad, I felt abandonment because my father was gone. I've worked with my dad on this too, by the way. And so here we are, Hollywood. They want people working 80 hours a week like slaves to make their movies for them. They don't want to pay them appropriately. I'm kind of going off a little bit here. But how traumatized are these executives that they just want to, I made more money, so everything's fine. It's like, what, are you possessed, bro? Are you possessed? Are you possessed by possessions? You know? So these are the deeper conversations we got to have, guys. You know, I'm out here in Tiburon, California. It's probably one of the wealthier places on the planet. Literally got these houses out here. And it's on the water, beautiful place. But what's the cost that we're creating? What kind of future are we creating for ourselves when we continue to suppress, repress, and deny our pain and not talk about it, not heal ourselves? What's going to show up for us? Like, how is that going to show up for the next generation? You know, we can keep printing money out of thin air and turn it into digital currency and own more things, but that's still the Cartesian and Newtonian model. Materialism and dualism, but we feel so separate from each other. People are dying inside. That's why wealthy people here, born and raised out here in Marin County, California, one of the wealthier places in the world, teens are committing suicide. Mommy and daddy are rich, don't have time for me, so they're committing suicide. They don't even want to live because mommy and daddy don't want to talk about their pain, so they just pass it down to their kids, and they're not going to work on it, not going to heal it. Nope, it's your problem, kids. But here's the thing, I don't blame them because they never had the tools. We only realized what PTSD was back in 1980. So I really feel like we're in the beginning stages of really understanding our consciousness, awakening our consciousness, and that's where we are, guys. We're at a place where we can heal so much if we begin to have these conversations. We honor our souls. We honor our souls. We have souls. We have souls. We don't have money. We have souls. We're connected to our souls. Money flows because money is just a currency, but the real currency is our connection to our hearts, our minds, and our bodies, to our highest self. And so as we align with that, then we actually create a better world for everybody. We can stop ignoring all the darkness in the world because we're really ignoring the darkness within ourselves, the unconscious. And that comes back to my point, which I'll finish with, is the unconscious is running our lives. And the more we run from that, the more we run away from our own healing. The more we run away from our own healing, the less we feel alive. We feel sold. People sold you some stuff, but you really sold out. You're not connected to your soul. So hopefully we can change that, guys. Hopefully some of you watching this video can share this with your friends, and let's have some real conversations. You know, my name is Odysseus Andrianos. Hit me up if you want to talk, man. It's time to wake up the world, man. We're going to talk about trauma. We're going to talk about those wounds. We're going to build a tribe. We're going to heal the planet. So thank you all. Anybody who watched this far in the video, like I said, please share, please follow my channel, and let's connect. It's time, baby. I'm ready to have these deep conversations and help people to heal their shadow and awaken to their dreams. Thank you.